Well, no one was hurt in the uncrewed test that lifted off from Texas East Coast on Thursday morning, local time. And after 2 to 3 minutes into the flight, the rocket, the biggest ever developed, started to tumble out of control and was soon destroyed by onboard charges. Well, Mr. Musk has said his company will try again in a couple of months. Spacex engineers still class Thursday's mission as a success. Yes, they did say that it was a success. Now they like to test early and often, and are not afraid to break things. That's what they said. And they will have gathered a mass of data to work towards the next flight. A second Starship is almost ready to take off, they have told us. Now, Elon Musk also did say that it was a massive success. Now, we are talking about a spaceship that crashed, all right? But Elon Musk did say it was a massive success as long as the launch pad was not blown up. It was a massive success. I particularly like that mentality. Well, I have with me in the studio Mr. Emmanuel Okonji, who is a tech journalist and ICT editor for This Day newspaper. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to VOP. Now, success it was for the engineers at SpaceX and for Elon Musk. He did say, yes, the launch pad was not blown up. It went 59 seconds, less than a minute into the air, and boom. But that was a success. When I saw that, I chuckled, for me, it was nice mentality. I mean, he didn't get to space, really, but he termed it a success. Yeah. What do you make of this?
Yeah, when you say success, you see, everything about this world is about trial. And then when we say trial and error, it's also part of it. Now they've made a trial, and then they were not successful. Now, when it comes to space technology and rocket science, not every of these rockets that are launched into space are successful.
Oh,
Some
really?
of them, yes, majority are not successful. Only little of them go into space, and then some are successful. So for them to have built it, developed it, and then launched it, for them it was
that was success already.
For them, even though it didn't make the space, but they have an opportunity again to learn from their lessons and then make amends and then try again, and then before you know it, they may be successful. It's just like startups. We have a lot of startups, that come with so many ideas. Not all the ideas, at the end sail through or become commercially viable. At the end, some of them will die along the way, but one or two might be successful, and then it becomes a boom for them.
Now, this intention for man to leave Earth that it has populated since creation that we know, and moving to space. And I don't know what my question is, why do you think that man feels inhabiting Mars now should be the next in thing, the next thing? I mean, are we done cultivating the Earth? Are we done populating the Earth? Why don't we just stay here? The environment in Mars, is it conducive enough for habitation?
You see, science is very, very interesting. You see, science about exploration. Science about digging deep into the field. Like to investigate, carry out investigations, see what is going on around their space. Yes, we are on Earth. That Earth is just part of the Earth planet. We have different planets in the world. We have Mars, we have Jupiter, we have Mars, we have.
And we want to occupy them as well.
Yeah. So, but Earth.
Do you buy into that idea?
No, it's science. It's discovery. We say science is discovery. People want to discover new things. As human beings who are inquisitive, you want to learn new things, not just only within you, but around your environment. What is going on around you? But that is the unique or the beauty about an engineer, about a scientist. They like to discover new things, form form new things, and when they get these things, when it succeeds, it becomes invention. For example, light we're talking about today started from somewhere. Somebody invented light, somebody invented technology, somebody invented laptop. So all these things are invention, and then trial and error. At the end of the day, they get it right. So it's just about invention.
Crashing of spaceships.
Yeah.
Is it something new? Is it something to be worried about?
Okay.
Or is it something that happens on a normal day?
It happens on a normal day. It's not new. You see, thousands of rockets are being launched into airspace. Almost every year, almost every month. But not all of them get to space.
Now, as you respond to that, why? I mean, some people know this, but for the benefit of those that may be asking, what are we doing in space? I'm going to ask, why do we need to launch spaceships or satellites or things into space? Why do we do it?
Okay, let me start from what rocket is all about. Why did they actually launch rockets into the airspace in the first place? Now we have different types of rockets. Now let me start with what rocket is all about. Rocket itself is kind of it's a vehicle, which is being launched into space, and they have different types of rockets for different purposes. So people launch rockets for different purposes. We have the fireworks rocket, which can be launched into airspace. We have the military or the defense rocket, which also launched into space. Then we also have the scientific research rockets, which can also be launched into space. We also have the safety rockets, which are also be launched into space. We also have different purposes for their launch. Then we also have the orbital rockets, which also launched into space. That is what Elon Musk launched in SpaceX.
Orbital rocket.
Yes, orbital rocket. That orbital rocket is the most populated, or the most let me say the most sophisticated and the most displayed rocket you can ever think of. Now this rocket has different purposes as well. One, it is used either used for communication.
Okay.
It's either used for monitoring, or it's either used for exploratory, just to carry people into the moon to go and discover new things. Okay. Those are the things this rocket does. So people launch rocket for different reasons and for different purposes. So for what Elon Musk just launched now, he has launched what's called orbital rockets. This orbital rocket they launch it goes straight into the space and then gets to the orbit. When it gets to the orbit, then begin to do its function for which it was launched. Some of them are launched for if it's a communication satellite, for example. Elon Musk.
What is the orbit?
Orbit is in the airspace where this satellite goes and remains. When it gets there, it's a kind of airspace technology.
Okay.
When they get to that place, then the satellite gets there. Then we begin to monitor things. If it is a communication satellite, in terms of maybe communication bandwidth, internet communication, it does that. It sends signals from that place down to the earth. We have what we call geostationary stations on the Earth's surface, which now receive these signals and then transmit them to control rooms. From these control rooms, they now begin to transmit all these communications and the rest of it. And Elon Musk itself has what we call this is Starlink. Starlink is an internet service provider to provide internet services through satellites. So once this thing gets up to there, it makes communication easier, faster, and uploading and streaming all at a very at the speed of a light.
Now Nigeria, let's bring it home. Do we have satellites in space?
Yes,
we have NIGCOMSAT.
Yeah, that comes out. We have satellite in space. That satellite in space, we have one. Initially, it was launched in 2007, which is called the NIGCOMSAT 1.
Okay.
Being controlled by Nigerian communication satellites.
What was it meant to achieve?
It was a communication satellite.
Okay.
That satellite is basically for communication.
Communication in what way?
It's communication in terms of bandwidth, in terms of monitoring. And monitoring space. When you say monitoring, like you send signal from the airspace, that satellite is there up space, and then monitoring things on the ground floor, sending signals in terms of movement of people, movement of
for the
location.
Military as well.
Yes,
helps the military to locate things and all that. So we have that up there.
You have that up there. So what Nigerian did there, that was what we called NIGCOMSAT 1. That satellite was launched in 2007, and then at about 2008, that satellite crashed.
Why did it crash?
Well, according to information we were given, say it crashed because of solar radar that was abnormal within that airspace.
Solar radar,
Yes,
an abnormal solar
solar
radar.
radar affected the satellites after a year and 6 months, and then the satellite got crashed.
The solar radar, this is in space, right?
Yeah, it's in space. It's in space.
Do we share a different space from what the rest of the world share?
The rest of the world.
The space.
No, it's
I
the
mean,
same
why
space.
will solar
no,
radar?
It's the same space. No, it's the same space.
Why will solar radar affect Nigeria's NIGCOMSAT and not affect that of Russia or America?
Well, it could be as a result of the positioning. It's possible.
We position ours differently.
It could be as a result of positioning, because Nigeria is also has its own positioning. Every country has their own
every
position.
country has their positioning up there.
Yes, up there. So it depends on Nigeria's own positioning based on Nigeria's location. Now, these satellites, according to the information go, that it developed fault, and then they have to deorbit it. By deorbiting, it's just to remove it from the space so that they can also launch another. So by 2012, they launched another satellite, which is called Satellite 1 Arrow.
Okay, satellite 1 Arrow.
Arrow is satellite relaunch. So 1 Arrow. That arrow stands for relaunch.
Okay.
And that satellite has a 15 years lifespan, which was launched into space.
And it's still there now.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there.
Since 2012 to 2000, this is 2023.
Now, we are running out of time. Okay. But when satellites are launched into space, when they explode or when they crash or something, how do they dissipate? Does the debris crash back into Earth?
Okay.
Should I be worried that someday in my house I might just see a metal fall from the sky?
Okay.
What happens?
No, it's not like that. There's a technology behind the whole of this. For example, if it didn't crash on its own, maybe it's there and developed fault. It's not functioning very well. What we call deorbiting. Deorbiting is to send another satellite to blast it out from its position and then drive it away from the orbit area. Not drive it from far distance so that it will not have any interference with the new satellite.
So it will just be up there,
so
debris.
So when they blast it from airspace here, goes to that place, what they do is they blast it, now it goes into tiny particles, into thin air. And then after a time, it begins to dissolve in the airspace. After a time, it begins to dissolve. That is the technology.
So even metals can dissolve in the airspace?
Yes, in the airspace, yes, they can dissolve. Because they will be blasted into very tiny particles. Which when they begin to come down, you can't see them. It's the technology behind it, yes. So this particular one that exploded, what it does is it has exploded into the thin air.
Okay.
Yes.
Now it exploded. No, just finish that.
It exploded into the thin air. Then with time, it begins to disintegrate into particles.
We have been able to launch something into space. Now, do you think that Nigeria in any time in the future can send man to space, just like some of the countries in the world have done?
You said in the future, yes, it's possible. In the
How
future, I don't know how soon.
Futuristic?
I don't know how soon
should we peg this?
I don't know how soon that is.
Like the next 10 years, 20 years, 50 years?
Well, technology is evolving. It's possible.
Okay.
But Nigeria don't have that technology skills for now. I don't have that infrastructure for now. Even the Sat-1 that was launched into space was not launched in Nigeria. It was launched in China. China developed it for us and then launched it for us from China.
Into Nigeria's position.
Into Nigeria's space.
Into Nigeria's space.
Yes, and then now be controlling, giving signals down to Nigeria.
So we've not launched anything from Nigeria?
No. We're not anything from Nigeria. We don't have that.
Which other African country has done this?
Nigeria.
From Africa?
Nigeria was the first in Africa to launch satellites.
Okay.
From China. That was in 2000.
Nigeria was the first in Africa to launch.
Yeah, that was in 2007.
But we did it from China.
From China, yes. China
has any other African country done same?
After Nigeria? Yes, South Africa has done.
Did they launch from another part of the world, or did they launch from South Africa?
I'm sure, because this rocket space technology, we have experts that built it.
Okay.
So those experts, they have that skill, they have that.
And they launched from South Africa.
Most times they may not launch from South Africa.
They have launched somewhere else.
You can launch from anywhere else, and then.
All right then. Well, we don't have time, so we're out of time. I must say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Emmanuel Okonji, who is an ICT editor for This Day newspaper and a tech journalist. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so that's the package for today. I must say a big thank you to you for staying with us this morning. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our page on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV on YouTube, and on Instagram and Twitter, VOP TV Live. My name is Moses Humphrey. Do have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Bye for now.